All right, I got to tell you about something important. Now, you may not even have thought about this yet, but there is a proper etiquette to inspecting somebody's vehicle. There's proper etiquette at a drive-in when you take the owner's keys. What do you do? How do you act? How do you treat their car? And so at a drive-in, you're doing 20 cars a day, and you can kind of forget that this customer, this car, is a separate life. They have a whole story behind it, and sometimes we can find ourselves treating them with disrespect. But a really big part to the insurance company and to the body shops and to the IA firms you represent is that etiquette, because this is most likely the second biggest investment most people will ever make is their vehicle. So they have their home, but now this is their vehicle, and if they see you disrespecting their vehicle, they see you not treating their vehicle correctly or worried that you're going to hurt it, then they are going to likely have an issue with you. So one of the big things that we have to think about is when we're dealing with taller vehicles, SUVs, vans, big trucks in Texas especially, there's a right and a wrong way to do it, to be able to get up high enough to see things. The best way is if you have a step stool. So something like this, either a two-step stool, a bench like this, anything like that to let you get up without stepping on the customer's vehicle. So then you can get up here, you can look at the hood, you can look at the roof rail, you can get good angles, and that's perfectly fine and acceptable etiquette. Now, some people will do this, and this can be acceptable. Let me show you. Some people will step up on the trim panel or at the door jamb here like this. If you're going to do that, you need to ask the owner. And if the owner isn't around, if you do that, which I don't recommend, you need to clean this door jamb and trim off, because you're going to leave your footprints there, your feet are dusty, and that is not going to make the owner feel like you're giving them red carpet service. And a lot of our job at these storms is to help the owner feel comfortable, so the PDR company we're working for or the body shop we're meeting out of will hopefully get to fix the customer's vehicle. And at the very minimum, the customer needs to feel like the insurance company values them, because you represent the insurance company to that owner. They're directly relating how you treat their car to how the insurance company looks at them. And if you're disrespecting their car, they're going to feel disrespected. Here's another trick to help you get up at some points. I still ask the owner for permission, but it's a way safer bet than stepping on a door trim or jamb, is you can step up on a tire. So I like to put my hand maybe around a luggage rack or something up here just for stability. And I'm going to step up and do this. And this gives me a tall enough vantage point to be able to see the roof rail and the roof, but I haven't had to step on their interior. But I still highly recommend that you get permission from the owner. Now, some more etiquette. If you're wearing a metal belt, I like the plastic belts because they're not near as dangerous to cars. If you're wearing a belt that has a metal buckle, you need to spin your belt around to where the buckle's in the back. Because as we're looking at dents like this, it's very likely that your belt can scratch it here. Another thing, pins. Dear Lord, do not put pins in your pocket. Because guess what? If you have a pin in your pocket and then you sit down in that seat, you might mark up the seat of the owner's vehicle. These are things you gotta be aware about, is how are you treating the customer's car? Be careful. Another thing, jewelry. So I have a tattoo wedding ring. I don't have a traditional wedding ring anymore. I only have the tattoo ring. But if you have a big ring on your finger and you're touching somebody's car, you can scratch their car with your ring or your jewelry, and then they can demand potentially that you, the insurance company, or the body shop fix that panel because you scratched their car. I've actually seen it where an owner complained when one adjuster just did this on a fender, and he had a ring on. He said, you scratched my fender. You need to fix that. And so we ended up having to fix the whole fender just because someone did this. So be very aware of what you're doing to the owner's car Be very aware of how they're viewing what you're doing. Now, also, when you're driving the customer's car around to pull it into a shop, a lot of times there's a lot of squealing sounds. And if it appears like you're taking off fast because of the type of ground it is, it can make a really loud sound, like you're peeling out the tires. We don't want that, okay? When you're moving people's cars, you need to go slow, intentional, control, and respectful. This is very, very, very important. The owner views how you drive that car around with how you're going to treat their vehicle and how you're going to treat their claim. So we must show the utmost respect when driving another person's vehicle.